What's good, guys? It's Jacqueline here from Nothing But Tech, and in today's video, we're checking out another innovative and intuitive product from SproutUp. Now, this is from a new company named Hello, and it's the Sense Sleep Tracker. So the Sense Sleep Tracker will not only track your sleep, but it will also do a lot of other features that we'll discuss in this video. But with all those features comes a pretty hefty price tag of about $125. So a lot of you guys might be skeptical of this product, considering you can get a full-on fitness tracker for only $50 like the Jawbone Up 24, which not only tracks your steps, but it also tracks your sleep and a bunch of other features. So in this video, I want to discuss if the Sense is a good buy for you. Let's get right into it. Yes, the price is the biggest con of this device, but users do get a lot of features for the price, and as I go through this review, I'm going to mention a lot of features that are unique to the Sense, and if you're going to use those, then the Sense may be worth it for you. Regardless of if you're going to use those features, $125 is a lot of money for a sleep tracker, and if Sense lowered it to $75 or $80, I think a lot more people would buy it than just the audience that would buy it for $125. So the unit comes with a hub and a clip. Now, Hello is calling the clip the sleep pill, and this is what allows the Sense to track your sleep and give the results to the hub so you can accurately see your data in the morning. So I'll talk a little bit more on how you see your data in a little bit, but the actual sleep pill was extremely difficult to get on, and with the slippery surface on the pill and the snug fit, it took at least 10 or 11 tries to get it on, and I ended up getting really frustrated when putting it on. So I understand that it has to fit snugly in order to track your sleep accurately, but I really want Hello in the next generation to figure out a way to get it on snugly, but get it on also easily. And along with this, the setup process was extremely hard, and it took about an hour to set up because I couldn't find my internet connections. So I really hope in the next generation, everything to do with the setup is smoothed out. So the sleep pill and the hub work in conjunction with each other, and if you want to track your partner's sleep, you could buy another sleep pill and hook it up to the same hub to track both you and your partner's sleep with the same unit. So the hub is the main attraction, and it's going to be what's sitting on your nightstand, and I personally felt like it blended in with my room very nicely, and the edition that I have here is the white edition, but if you have a darker colored room and you want it to blend in more nicely, then get the charcoal edition. One thing I will say about that though, is that I heard that it shows a lot more grease and fingerprints than the white edition that I have here does, so keep that in mind before you buy it. Regardless of which color you buy, you still get a really futuristic and simplistic design, but one thing I didn't like about the build quality and design of the device was the fact that it was made out of mostly plastic, if not all plastic. This wasn't a huge deal though, because it had enough weight that if I hit into it on my nightstand, it wouldn't move, and since I wasn't touching it a lot, I'll let this one slide, but if you're really into premium builds, then this will not be good for you, and especially since the price tag is so high, I would have expected at least mostly aluminum or some other type of metal with a little bit of plastic, if not all metal. So the way you interact with the Sense is simple, just like the design. The Sense not only tracks your sleep, but it also tracks air quality, humidity, light and noise level, and temperature. So if you want to quickly see if the settings are optimal and in the right range for you to be able to have a good night's sleep, you gotta swipe your hand over the hub, and this will go 3 different colors. If it glows green, it means that you're ready to go to bed and all settings are in the good range. If it glows red, it means that 2 or more settings are not in the good range and you should really check it out in the app so you can fix it. And if it glows yellow, it means that 1 or 2 settings are not in the optimal range and you could check it out in the app. So speaking of the app is for both Android and iOS, and I found the experience to be same on both Android and iOS, which was awesome because some apps from smaller developers aren't the same and they usually favor Apple over Android, but that was not the case for the Sense app. So in the Sense app, you can track the exact measures of each of these categories that I mentioned a little bit before, and you can also track them while you're away from your house, and you can see them throughout the day at exact times. And I can't say if these were accurate or not, but what I can say is that the temperature was pretty spot on, with it being only 1 or 2 degrees off, if anything. So once it was all set up, it was time to test out. I looked at the clock right before I shut off the lights, and the next morning when I was looking at the results, the Sense got within 2 minutes of what time I actually shut off the lights. I was immediately impressed. Then I started looking at the rest of the results, and the Sense got within 45 minutes of what time I actually went to sleep. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. Then when I looked at the morning time, it got within 30 minutes, which was a little bit better, but I wasn't impressed. And I also noticed that if I woke up the first time and then fell back to sleep, it would register the first time as me waking up and the second time as me getting out of bed. The tracking was not very accurate, and I was really disappointed. Then, about a week and a half into my testing, Sense sent out an update, and a lot of my thoughts about the Sense changed. So with the update, tracking was significantly improved. It was now within 15 minutes of what time I fell asleep and within 10 minutes of what time I woke up. If I woke up once and fell back to sleep and then woke up again, it registered the first time as me moving and the second time as me actually waking up. Another new addition was that it registered when I moved more accurately, which was very helpful and a useful piece of information to know. Overall, it just got a lot better at being able to track when I was in a deep sleep, a light sleep, and what time I woke up and what time I went to bed. After the update, I was extremely impressed with the tracking, and it did a lot better than my Jawbone Up 24 did. The Sense is a relatively new company from a smaller startup company, so as time goes on, I expect the functionality and accuracy to be improved as Hello pushes out more updates. The Sense application also gives you quick summaries on your sleep, like how many hours you were to deep sleep, and if your air quality stayed good all night. It also gives you percentages of you and your environment compared to other Sense users, like how good your air quality was throughout the night and how much you moved compared to other users. The Sense application also asks you questions to improve itself, like if your last night's sleep was a good sleep and how many hours you usually get of sleep. The Sense app showed all of the data in a really understandable way, and I overall really enjoyed the user interface of the Sense app on both Android and iOS. The main feature of the Sense is the sleep tracking, but it's also an alarm, a smart alarm at that. The Sense comes with a lot of pre-installed songs that were soothing and nice to wake up to. The hub actually gets pretty loud while waking you up. So the alarm is a nice feature to have, but the feature that stands out and makes the Sense unique is the smart alarm. The Sense takes in data from the user's sleep to wake you up at an optimal time to make you feel refreshed instead of exhausted in the morning. Here's how the smart alarm feature works. The user sets up an alarm within the app and then turns on the smart alarm feature. This allows the Sense to wake up the user 30 minutes prior to the alarm that they set. The Sense takes into account what kind of deep sleep the user is in and wakes them up accordingly. Now, a regular alarm clock does not take into account what stage of sleep the user is in, so sometimes they are woken up when they are in a deep sleep, which leaves them feeling not refreshed, groggy, and always tired regardless of how much they slept. Now, although the Sense may be waking you up earlier, it actually makes you feel more refreshed because it wakes you up in a lighter part of your sleep than some of the other alarm clocks do. So I was really happy with it, and it actually gave me more time in the morning to get ready. And although it says that it could wake you up to 30 minutes before, it was usually 5 to 10 minutes, which wasn't a huge deal. I really love the smart alarm feature, and it showed how accurate the Sense is, and this alone might be a reason why you would want to pick up the Sense. So what seemed like a high price in the beginning of the video still feels like a high price now, but the Sense does pack a lot of features that make it stand out from the pack enough that the purchase may be right for you. If you are interested in the Sense but you're not completely sold on it yet, I'll leave a link down below where you can test it out before buying it. The Sense packs a really striking design, which not only looks great on a nightstand, but it also blends in very easily. Now, the user interface on both iOS and Android was great, and the analytics were nicely laid out, and they were very easy to understand. Along with that, it tracked my sleep a lot better than all of the all-around fitness bands, and I was very happy with the sleep tracking after the update. But for $125, you really have to think about if it's going to be worth it for you. If you're working long hours and you're waking up early, then the smart alarm feature will definitely be worth it. And if you're having health issues related to your sleep, then it would be great to be able to see what's going on with your sleep. Or if you just want to be able to track your sleep, then that would also be a reason to buy it. But for $125, I would not pick it up. If it was $80, I definitely would. So leave a comment down below if it were $80 if you would pick it up, because maybe in the future, Hello will drop their prices and then you will be able to pick it up. I want to send out a huge thanks to both SproutUp and Hello for sending this out and being very flexible with my time schedule, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Thank you guys all for watching.